for this review, we've got the Transformers Legacy United Magmatron. This is a character from the Japanese only Beast Wars Neo. As we can see from the box, there are three beast forms that make up this character. They kind of combine into the one here. And this is looking pretty cool so far. Artwork looks really nice. We've got a hidden character here, and if you know from the anime, his counterpart was Big Convoy, so maybe we'll get a Big Convoy. Little interesting. We get a major villain before we get a major leader from a particular line. So this pretty much tells us we'll get him eventually. Just who knows when that's going to happen. On the top, we've got the Legacy United, and I don't know the name of this ship, but I think that is the ship that they travel on. On the side, it's hard to zoom this out, but basically we see some of the beast form heads there. And then on the back, get an actual photo of Magmatron and some photos of his beast forms. And it looks like he gets some blast effects too. So that's kind of cool. All right, so that's the figure. Let's take him out the box and check him out. And for those who are interested, this is pretty much how he is laid out in the tray. All right. We'll start off with robot mode, as this is basically how he comes packaged, as you saw. He is large. I'll put a figure in here in a moment, but this guy is huge. This is definitely why this figure is commander class. It is huge, and it is heavy and hefty, and there's ratchets everywhere. It's going to need the ratchets just to hold itself up. Um, he does come with a ton of blast effects, and these are basically kind of the ones that you can form. These complete spires. You know, so you got some huge sectional pieces you can put together. In his robot mode, I don't think you're gonna really have use for these. I think these are gonna be more relevant for the beast modes. But always cool when they throw in blast effects. Just kind of hoard blast effects and use them for whatever you want to use them for. Um, so there's a lot going on here. um, where to begin? So he's got a ratcheted disc hinge shoulder. He's got double elbow. There's a lot of stuff hanging off of him. So his poses are going to be limited, but that's pretty strong as far as uh, elbow bend. His hands. Let's take this out for a moment. His hands turn. He's got a opposable thumb. He can open his fingers like Jetfire, uh, Skyfire. The post does not auto hide though, but still, they give him a lot there. Um, let's see his head. His head does turn. All these dinosaur parts are going to kind of get in the way, but technically they do turn. He does have a waist swivel. His legs are pretty much like a Marvel Legends figure where it's a disc hinge and there's an upper thigh swivel and there's a double jointed knee. It gets up pretty far. Um, he's got a lot of stuff hanging off the back, which is kind of cool. Just kind of adding to kind of the robot nature of it. Um, his his feet do go up, and he does have a ankle tilt. He's got a pretty robust heel spur. He's going to need it to help stand. Um, the front view looks really nice. Like these colors. I mean, this is just the design of the figure, but the colors and way these things kind of stack and lay out looks really amazing. On the back, it's kind of a mess, but this stuff has to go somewhere, and that's how you get it to go somewhere. It is very uh, faithful to the original toy. Original toy was much worse, so at least they've done a good bit to make this cleanup better and look a little bit more interesting. And I probably have something mistransformed. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this kind of goes in there. Yeah, here we go. That's going to give him some more stability in the bottom feet. He is a beast. That's all I can say. This guy is a beast. Um, yeah. Let's compare him. So we don't have a legacy big convoy yet, but here is. I gotta make some room. Here is a Lio convoy. This is pretty much standard Voyager size. So I mean, just look how he, you know, towers over him. Big convoy would be a bit bigger, so we'd expect big convoy to be right about here, I guess. So that is something to look forward to. And he doesn't really belong in this universe, but just for some extra scale, here is the Studio Series Rise of the Beast Optimus. Again, just to kind of give you some scale as far as how big this figure is. He's a little bit bigger than Lio. This is kind of like your standard Optimus size figure. So far so good. Let's check him out in beast mode next. And I didn't mention this, but there are these extra weapons on his wings. He can hold these in robot mode, but they're kind of small. I guess they could be like little daggers, but they just tab into the wings. And the wings, part of the wing is plastic, other part is kind of rubber. And then he's got his spark uh, chamber right there too. It's kind of hard to tell, but I do think there's a Predacon symbol in there. Yeah, there's definitely a Predacon symbol in there, so that's kind of cool. And then with the sword, as you kind of unfurl it to use in the beast mode, there is a spark chamber. So that's another cool thing. There is a Predacon symbol in there. It's kind of hard to see, but there is a Predacon symbol in there. And you could kind of see this in the arm mode. but there is a Predacon symbol in the arm leg. Um, it's kind of etched in there, but there is a spark crystal there, spark chamber, whatever you want to call it. But that's kind of cool. Okay, and here is the beast mode, and this figure already is doing a lot of parts forming to get the combining pieces together, and uh, there's just going to be a lot that happens. The only one that's really like kind of like one and done conversion is the kind of the pterodactyl mode, um, with the I don't know what the correct name for this, but the sea creature mode is, he's got the shield that has to attach to the top, and there is some really clever, how G1 Jazz's arms kind of fold around each other in the chest. You end up doing something like that with the arms on his mode. And then for I don't want to call this a T-Rex, but the T-Rex mode. I don't know if this is a correct creature, but that sword, that hilt kind of creates this bottom piece. You hide the sword blade in the back. There's a lot of really fascinating stuff that happens to get these two together. Like it's really clever what they did. So you can see everybody's mouth opens and closes. This guy, he's got some interesting stuff going on with the feet. I don't think this is like a play feature, but you move one and the other one moves. It's just kind of cool that it does that. The All the flippers do have articulation. The neck has a whole bunch of articulation. You're you're gonna find that there's certain ways that it will move, and it ends up exposing some of the waffling in places. Um, that's unfortunate, just because this is like so prominent in its beast mode. I'm sure somebody will come up with some covers for it, but that's my only nitpick about this. And that also this hinge isn't colored, so it kind of stands out. That's one unfortunate thing. This guy, he's pretty tough. I mean, pretty sturdy. The mouth does not move hardly at all. That's one disappointing thing. He's got these little hands, and they're only hinged. There's a ball hinge on the shoulder, but they're cool. They're functional. The legs are the robot legs, so there's going to be a lot of movement that can be achieved. So that's nice. And they even managed to get this one tail bend in the back. It's not a lot, but at least they did it. They didn't necessarily have to do that, although that bend helps a lot in robot mode to, kind of hide the back kibble. So that is the beast mode. Now, there is a hidden, well, used to be hidden in the original toy, a special beast mode where all the beasts combine. And we are going to try to achieve that here. So you get this guy almost uh, halfway through robot mode, and then you deploy these pieces, and then basically lift up this, and there are these tabs up underneath here that are going to correspond here. Um, Kind of hard to get on camera. It just slides into this. And he's already kind of taken on this Frankenstein looking shape. And these tabs don't go all the way through, they just kind of stop right here. It's not the most secure thing, but there is that. So you pull these pieces, this section kind of flips around, and then you tab it into the side, and that kind of gives it that look. Let's reposition these feet since we know what is eventually going to happen with them. So then this piece is going to go on like this, and these big chunky tabs here are going to plug into here, almost like you're putting him back together in beast mode. And there are some other tabs here. So then you have that. And then we're going to take this guy. Basically, kind of rearrange his wings like he's Cyclonus. Bring these guys down. And I think he goes in like this. Nope, he goes in like this. And it's hard to tell. Oh, goes like that. Show you this tab right here. Hmm. Kind of hard to tell which way, which orientation this is supposed to be. Definitely seems like this is kind of belly up. making it seem like this all. Oh, okay. This nub right here goes into this hole right there. So this whole thing doesn't come apart if I push this in. Okay, there we go. Hearing a snap is good. So I think we can close this up. This is kind of going to be on top. The final piece is the tail back in. Well, it's not a tail, but it's a tail now. And that is it. Our disgusting beast monster, whatever the hell this thing is. Um, Chimera dragon dinosaur creature thing. So that is cool. Um, I don't know if I'm going to just display him like this, but it is really cool that you can do this with them. So that's the review. Let me know what you think. Have you picked this up yet? What do you think about all these different modes? Um, are you hoping that Hasbro does a big convoy soon to go with him? Let me know. And as always, thanks for watching and tuning into more videos coming up. Thank you.